Hi everyone, welcome to our NBB interview section. And today we have with someone, a co-founder of an indigenous electronic brand, which is you must have seen it around. It's Mivi, which have headphones, you have speakers, you have earphones of that. So welcome on our interview section, Mizula. We are very happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, like what we have seen in recent years, there has been a significant rise in a lot of direct to customer brands with all these e-commerce platforms coming. And you guys decided to penetrate a section where there was already a lot of foreign players existing. We had headphones of different brands. So, like, how did this thing came up that okay, this is the section we are targeting right now?
So, we've actually started the company in 2015.
Hmm.
When we did, there weren't a lot of foreign brands in India.
Hmm.
Most of the products being sold were generally made by Chinese manufacturers. And, we used to call them smuggled goods, kind of those cheap plastic products with no warranty, no certification. So, those were the products being sold to most of the market. And they were, yes, some foreign brands, but for example, if it's an American brand, if you could get it for $20 in the US, you were being charged $40 here. So yes, then the market was quite different, and we actually started maybe because of that. I and my partner Viswanath, we used to live in the US, and for a trip when we came down, we saw that we wanted to get a couple of cables and chargers. We couldn't find a good quality certified product for one, and then when we tried to purchase these foreign brands, we were so surprised that we were paying twice or thrice the cost. And then we said, this is not right. Because, none of these brands were concentrating on India. Their market wasn't India. So it was just that, yes, somebody like a third party seller was procuring some of the products and then, putting profits on it. So we have the expertise in the field. So we said, why not start a brand that will make certified quality products, but still make it available to the customer at value pricing?
So I think after the rise of all these Indian brands, indigenous brands, which have came up with a lot of electronics, so I think the foreign brands are also not now concentrating in on India because they could see that how big this is going to be and how fast this is increasing. Okay, so since you guys are like total digital brands, so how much has digital media played a role in your growth?
Uh, Digital has been a very prominent marketing platform for us because most of our customers are on digital.
Mhm.
We target a very young audience,
Mhm.
and today, if you see, no one's like, yes, uh, a little bit of the older generation are avid TV watchers, but most of our target customers, they don't watch TV, they are binge watch Netflix. They are on social media. So, and also it has given us this, digital has given us this opportunity of rather than, putting up this an ad and expecting it to work, you have this flexibility to see, oh, is this content that is interesting for my customer or not? And I could also customize content, right? Like if you are interested in travel, maybe my product can speak to you about travel rather than saying, here you go, you can, it's about battery life. So that has been a blessing, I would say, for any of the digital brands and also for the customers rather than seeing those boring ads which are not relevant to you. Now they see and make a decision based on their lifestyle, um, if that is a product that they require, and if and more importantly today, it's also a challenge because you have to be able to keep the attention span of the customer. Yeah, right. So you always have to keep coming up with new things, but digital has been a very key factor in our growth. But I would like to say one more thing here. The digital has been a huge part for us. Initially, when we started, maybe for the first 1 to 2 years, we barely did any marketing because we are a bootstrapped company. completely self-funded. So word of mouth, people that used Mivi products, those initial customers that gave us a chance, and then when they loved the product, promoted it for us. Even today, I think those are our best customers.
Okay. So, in a time, when like this is a time when the customer is more aware as it used to be before. Now customer knows. Now they compare. Now they have options. They look at other options. So in all this, while there is one thing which is very important for anyone, that is brand trust. So like, how did you guys establish those? Like, what was the journey of establishing that brand trust in last 5 years?
See, from day one, we've established brand trust only two ways. One, we never compromised on quality of the product. After we've gotten reached a certain awareness for the brand, we've gotten so many requests asking us to make a cheaper quality product at a cheaper price so that it will still sell on the brand name. But we never did that. If you see our products, our audio products, for example, Thunderbeats was our first launch. Even today, we have the same product. We improve upon it as technology keeps improving at least twice a year, though we don't publicize. But we don't go back and say, okay, now that we have some brand awareness, let me sell anything to the customer. Rather than that, we focus and say, this is what we set up maybe for. We want the standard to always stay. And this has given us trust over the years that yes, if you buy a maybe product, it will not fail you. Two is because we are in this category of electronics, sometimes there is a defect rate. It is inevitable, no matter what brand it is inevitable. So even when we set up the company, one of the first departments we set up was customer service. We provide 1 year warranty on the product. And if and when the customer has an issue, we make sure we also don't repair the product, we actually give them a new product because we say it's our fault. Let us take a responsibility for that. And that has gained us even more, I would say, fan base. Because, if you buy a product, you never have an issue. You might next time consider, if you want to, you're considering buying an electronics product, you might come back to Mivi or you might not. But if you have an issue and we fix it for you, now you trust the brand for your life. You know that, yes, if something happens, the brand will take care of us. So those are two things we've always concentrated on from day one, and we still do.
That's very nice. So, you guys have used only online channels right now. Till now, you guys are a whole digital brand. So, what is your thought about offline channel? Are we gonna see movie into stores, or are you guys planning to have a multi channel, system of selling? So, what is the like? What is your idea about offline channels and how you might utilize it?
So 2 years ago, we wanted to go offline,
Hmm.
but then we had a decision that we had to make. Either we could go into manufacturing or we could go offline.
Hmm.
We couldn't do both at once, concentrate on both at once. We, from day one, we wanted to manufacture our own products in India. So we said, yes, offline, we'll do it later. But manufacturing is where we want to focus our energies on, and that's what we've been doing the past 2 years. And also successfully, we've set up our manufacturing unit this year and launched products. So now next year will be the time for us to maybe towards the end of the year will be the time for us to focus on offline.
That's wonderful. So, right now, like we have seen in 2020, there has been a very huge uproar in the support of the vocal for local movement, and I think that is a very good thing for Indian brands like Niji brands. There are other brands in this space which are totally indigenous. So, like, how do you see it, or what has been it has been impactful for you guys, the vocal for local thing?
See, me and my partner, we are very much in support of vocal for local. That is also one of the major reasons why we've studied and stayed and worked in the US for 8 years. We said, no, let's go back to our own country, do something for our own country. And as we see it, we are no way less than any other country or any other in capabilities. We are nowhere less than any other country. Now, with the government for the past few years actually supporting and pushing for vocal for local, I think we have the capability as Indians to not just be self dependent and penetrate our markets, but also get our products and start selling them in international markets. The support has been tremendous, and I think people we've especially during the lockdown, we've gotten lots of requests, people requesting for vocal for local, voicing that. And I think it's a very good thing now that we are standing up and saying yes, we'll support our own local brands. Because yes, there have been a couple of international factories that have been set up in India, but what we have to realize with that is uh, only the assembling part is coming to India. End of the day, the money is going back to their very own country. But when Indian brands are supported, when Indian brands set up manufacturing, end of the day, it's not just employment. The government will get taxes, everything, the money will stay in India, which will help for more development. So we are a very strong contenders for vocal for local.
That's very nice. So how do you see this whole industry of consumer electronics? Because electronics is not electronics anymore. Electronics is a way of lifestyle. People have phones, people have headphones, people have wireless earbuds. Everything is there for a statement, and it is how do I see? I see it more as a lifestyle now because it's audio comfort also. If I'm traveling somewhere, I would not prefer this earphone. I would prefer something which is very close to my ear and I'm
Yes.
just listening to it. So, like, how is this whole consumer electronics industry shaping up?
See, electronics, consumer electronics, not just in India, I believe everywhere, is one of the fastest growing categories because because everybody today wants a smartphone. Like you said, yes, even accessories. It was previously probably people had one set of earphones in their
Hmm.
home, but now everybody has two to three different kinds: a wired one, a wireless one. So it definitely is a very fast growing category. And when we started, the number of competitors we had versus what it is today is totally different. The number of competitors have also gone up. And the good thing is the prices have become more consumer friendly because of the competition. And I think it's a category that will keep growing for the next. Uh, I don't see a drop in it at least for the next decade. And there is a lot of also opportunity for everyone, because India is a very big market. There is a lot of opportunity for everyone, but again it will come down to this uh, point of who can withstand the competition. Getting into the competition is easy. You, in order to withstand the competition, you should do something good. You just can't come and try and put a product below quality and say, okay, let me sell it because I have a brand name in another category, which is what I see happening with a couple of phone brands especially. Their focus is, they've grown, they've become successful in the phone category, and just because they have a brand name, they are trying to, they're not concentrating on the accessories, they're not concentrating on the needs of Indians, the Indian weather, but just launching products for the sake of it. And we see that they come and go, as they come very fast, but they also go very fast.
Okay. So, recently, like with the rise of social media, there have been a huge rise in terms of social media influencers, and with all these B2C brands hiring a lot of influencers, because earlier either it used to be a cricket star or a movie star maybe, but now with a lot of brands coming, there are a lot of another whole generation of social media stars coming, which is which like for example, as you said, you are bootstrapped. So you don't have that, you don't have those deep pockets for marketing only, because you have to focus on other things also. So in the same way, these social media stars are very, it's like a made thing, that indigenous brands and these social media influencers. So we have seen a lot of social media influencers being hired now. So like, how do you think, like, how is this helpful, or like, what is the, like, what is your, when you sit in a boardroom about marketing? So what is the thing which goes when it comes to influencer marketing?
See, today the situation is so that you cannot say, okay, I'll only focus on one kind of marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it is digital, you can't say I'll only do social media marketing. I'll only do it on one platform, or I'll only concentrate on Amazon or marketplaces for marketing. And influencer marketing is also a very, very strong kind of marketing. And Maybe has been one of the very early adopters for it. But I still think there is a lot of space when you compare it globally, how many influencers are available versus how many brands are investing. Still, I feel it's not given as much importance as it needs to. There a good mix of celebrities and influencers would give a brand a huge advantage, rather than saying, okay, I'll only stick to one. And you've very rightly pointed out that especially when brands have are bootstrapped, it will not just bootstrap, influencer marketing will help them put the name out there, versus more, I would say, more easily than when you have to hire a celebrity, take up this whole campaign of banners or offline visibility. This is a much more easily accessible channel. And from a brand's perspective, we being one of the very aggressive brands that invest in it, I feel like we still need a lot more influencers. And I also feel that a lot more companies need to take the influencer marketing seriously and start investing more in it.
You very rightly pointed out that influencers, like a lot of influencers, give you a lot of visibility. Like, you might take a higher celebrity, you can have a campaign, that's very good. But if you have 10 influencers promoting your brand, you are reaching to a way wide number of audience, because they have actually immense number of followers. Yeah, that's very well pointed. So, okay. So as you said earlier, also there is a lot of competition in this, in this space. We have seen competition growing and growing for good. Now consumers have a lot of options. So, like, what are the things which you see? I mean, this is certainly, having a healthy competition is very good. When you have only specific brands for just your audio needs, or just just for, if I want to buy earphones, I know there are like five brands which I can go to, and these are experts in this category. So, like, what is your learning from this competition? Like, looking at your competitors, or maybe learning from the mistakes. So, like, what is this whole learning coming from competition?
See, there is always competition in any category. And like you said, competition we believe is healthy because it will help it will force brands to actually put in more efforts,
Mm.
make sure we up the quality, we bring down the price. Without competition, then you just have to pay. Like I said, when we initially started, there was almost no competition for the brands that were already existing, so people had to settle. Now you don't settle, it's up to the brands to impress you. So definitely competition is very healthy. And India being the size of the market being as it is, we particularly are not worried about the competition. We have very specific goals in mind on how what do we want to do with our brand, what do we want to make, what do we want to put out to the customer, what is the service we want to, kind of service we want to give. So from day one, we don't focus too much on competition. We focus on what we want to achieve, and we try to achieve that, right. But one thing I see in terms of competition is that from people, there are many people that are moving away from international brands, be it from anywhere, any part of the world. They're moving away from international brands and are supporting Indian brands. They are, you know, just because it's an Indian brand, they're taking that stance and saying, I'll support my own country. And now it falls on the shoulders of the Indian brands that you have to keep up the trust. You should not, disappoint the customer coming to you, and step up to say, yes, I'll give you a product on par or even better than what the competition, you're getting from the international brands, and if possible even at a better price.
Okay. So like since you said like you were working before in US, so I'm sure like you have worked before in US. So whatever, so you know the US market very well, and then you transition to Indian market.
Hmm.
So like what was that transition like? I mean, I really want to know what were the the major differences or the major challenges that might not be there in US but you faced it in India.
See, one, especially when we've started, there was a little lack of support from the government's end at that point of time. They were just coming up with the initiatives, but they weren't implemented yet. So setting up a business or getting things done uh, was a little more easier in the US. But in terms of the market itself, what I've seen is, we weren't as demanding as we should have been. We settled in terms of service, we settled in terms of quality, and that wasn't a challenge for us. But as an Indian customer, we would never say, okay, why am I not being given the right product? Why am I not, why isn't, if I have to claim warranty, for example, why am I going around in circles rather than the service being provided to me upfront?
Mhm.
So those are the differences we majorly saw. And that it, like I said, it wasn't a challenge for us, but that is where we took our inspiration from and said, see, if yes, another country, people are able to demand that, we as Indians should also be able to demand it, and as a brand we should take that initiative to provide it.
Okay. So like this is the last question. So like we started in 2015. So you have a 5 years journey of entrepreneurship. So like jumping into a terrain, entrepreneurship is like I am what it's the most uneven terrain. Anything you do in the world, entrepreneurship is the most uneven thing because at any time of point, at any point of time you are on the top of the sky. At any point of time you might fall down to, you might fall down from there. So jumping into this unknown territory, the altogether, how has been this whole journey of 5 years for you, the 5 years of entrepreneurship?
See, we don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
We actually very much enjoy entrepreneurship. Yes, there are always ups and downs, and with entrepreneurship it's mostly down rather than, the ups will come once in a while,
Yeah.
but it's super challenging. But how we look at it is, we like challenges. We set up goals. Even with the manufacturing unit we've set up recently, we are the first brand in India to set up its own manufacturing. um, we didn't uh, contract, so outsource it to any other company. We set it up by ourselves,
Mhm.
and we've built a huge R&D team. We've built a huge manufacturing team, and those are challenges we love to do. And even, it's all also worth it when, for example, we launched our first made in India Bluetooth speaker about 10-15 days ago,
Mhm.
and we've sold out in 4 days. We weren't expecting
Wow.
that response. So that day, yes, all the effort you put in, all the risks you take, things like that will boost you and say yes, it's worth, and would also give you more inspiration to like go forward and start planning for more. So that is how we look at entrepreneurship. If you're not enjoying the journey, even when it's lows or highs or whatever, if you're not enjoying the journey, being an entrepreneur is super hard.
Yeah, very. Okay, that's amazing. Thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for all these valuable insights. I'm sure Mimi is gonna come up with great products and I'm really excited to. I'm looking forward for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was very nice talking to you.